Hello, I'm Paul Forsyth, the founder of Alamar Solutions, and if you're watching this video, your company may be using or trading in chemicals imported from Europe. If so, you've probably already made a downstream user import notification, or DUIN, to the UK REACH IT database, but you're unsure of the next stage. If that sounds like you, keep watching, because in a moment I'll walk you through the process of completing the spreadsheet that lists your substances and submitting it to the HSE before the 27th of October deadline. I've worked with the EU regulation for more than 12 years, helping companies that use chemicals to meet their obligations with the minimum disruption to their business. I'm now helping them with understanding their new roles under UK REACH, so let's begin. The first step is to download a copy of the spreadsheet from the HSE website at www.hse.gov.uk/reach and click the link for Downstream User Import Notifications. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. The spreadsheet can be found by clicking the green Template button. You will need your DUIN number that was provided when you first informed the UK REACH IT that you would make a DUIN. If you haven't already done this, see my other video, DUIN Walkthrough. If you've forgotten your DUIN number, you can find it in UK REACH IT. This is also an opportunity to check the legal identity that you used, because it must match the name on your spreadsheet. The DUIN spreadsheet has 26 columns, but except for the first two, you only have to provide the information that you have or can easily obtain. You will normally already have the information for the first few columns to identify your substances. You must use a new line for each substance or ingredient in a mixture that you import in quantities of more than 1 ton a year. I recommend that you also include substances that may exceed this quantity in the next few years. This avoids the need to make an urgent registration if the volume suddenly changes. The next few columns will ask for the hazard classification for each substance and whether the substance is subject to any authorization or restriction. I'll show you in a moment where to find this information. The next few columns are asking for specific information about the molecular structure of the substance and its purity. You probably won't have this information, but I'll show you where you can find it. The final columns ask you to provide copies of analytical reports if you have these. If you have these, you can attach them to the email when you submit the spreadsheet. Make sure they're clearly identified. The final column asks you for the tonnage bands of all the substances. It's not necessary to provide the tonnages, but it will be a reminder when the substance must be finally registered. Most of the identification and hazard information can be found in section 3 of the supplier's safety data sheet. The concentration enables you to estimate the quantities of the ingredients in a mixture and whether they should be included in the spreadsheet. You can find the information about the authorization and restrictions in section 15. If you don't have a safety data sheet or you want more detail, the best source of information is the European Chemical Agency's website, echa.europa.eu. We'll work through the example given in the spreadsheet and enter its CAS number in the search field of the Information on Chemicals page. This has produced several results, but we want the propan-2-ol and the EC200 series number. On rare occasions, an EC900 series product should be selected, but you will nearly always know this in advance. Click the button BP that stands for Brief Profile. We can find here a lot of information about the substance's molecular structure and its classification and labelling. We also want its registration number under EU REACH. To access the Registered Substances database, we click the small arrow. The link takes us to this page and we want to scroll to the bottom. There are a couple of entries for propanol and we want the entry that is active. Check that the registration type is full, not intermediate. Click the I under the heading Details. This takes you to a home page of the substances entry in the Registered Substances database. The first information we want is the EU registration number, so click the link Administrative Information. This page will list the companies that have registered the substance and the registration numbers that have been issued. You can't, however, match them to each other. The information we want is near the bottom of the page, Registration Numbers. Expand this tab. The last 4 digits identify the company. If you don't know who this is for your substance, for example if it's part of a mixture, or you have more than one supplier, replace the last 4 digits in your spreadsheet by 4 X's. If you don't already have the classification and labelling information, open the tag on the left and click the link to GHS, standing for Global Harmonized System of Classification and Labelling. The actual hazard classification is towards the bottom of the page. Here is the list of hazard statements, but you need more detail for your spreadsheet. You can find this by expanding the headings just above. H225, highly flammable liquid or vapour, is a physical hazard, so we expand this tab. It tells us that the substance is a flammable liquid category 2. Similarly, we can expand this tab for health hazards to learn that it is an eye irritant category 2 and, scrolling down, we find that it is listed as specific target organ toxicity, or STOT, single exposure category 3. When you've completed the spreadsheet, send it to this address, ukreach.duinnotification@hse.gov.uk. You can find this address just below the button that you use to find the spreadsheet. When you submit your spreadsheet, the subject line is your legal identity as listed at UKReach IT, followed by your DUIN number. Use the title as the file name for your spreadsheet. If you are including analytical reports or other documents, list them in the spreadsheet as Attachment 1, Attachment 2, etc., and clearly identify the files using the same company DUIN number, attachment number system. Finally, make a note of when the registration must be completed. These depend on the tonnage band and the hazards of the substance. I hope you found this walkthrough easy to follow and can now complete your own spreadsheet. If you need help or more information, please visit our website or contact us. If you found this video helpful, please like and share. I'm Paul Forsyth of Alamar. Thank you for watching.